I'll call this meeting to order for November. Before we do a pledge of allegiance, I'd like to thank any veterans that are in the audience here and for their service. So put that to the allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic and call to order the school committee meeting in November. I'll call the school building committee meeting to order. Okay. Thank you very much. And now we will continue with the school committee agenda. Okay. There are, especially tonight, because of everybody is here, there's no meeting for a roll call on the agenda. And we have one agenda adjustment for the school committee. And there'll be no budget transfers under section 3G 1C. And also meeting is being recorded. Necessary, but because we have remote participation. All our votes will be done by roll call, but since everybody's here, we won't have to go by roll call. So all votes will be here in person. Public comment. Is there anybody here for public comment? Hearing none and seeing none. Okay, we'll move on to student and staff recognition. The key for.
Good evening, everyone. I would like to introduce Jack Haywood. Jack, come on up there. Jack is being recognized tonight as our November 2023 Student of the Month. Social tech. Let's try it. Yeah. South Shore Tech is proud to celebrate the November 2023 Student of the Month, electrical senior student Jack Haywood. Jack is a Whitman resident who is here tonight with his proud parents, Peter and Karen Haywood. Jack is currently employed as a co-op student at CC Technologies in Avon, Massachusetts, and plans to pursue a career in the trade and will pursue further education and training with Local 103 beyond graduation. A few highlights of Jack beyond the classroom include the following. He is a 4-year cross-country and baseball player. He has 2 years as a cross-country captain. This year, his team as the 2023 Mayflower League champions. He holds the 3-time course record holder on our home course for cross-country. He is also a 3-time Mayflower and MBADA All-Star. This year, he was undefeated in all Mayflower races. Not one runner from another school beat him, which earned him the 2023 Mayflower League MVP. Beyond athletics, Jack is a very good student. His chemistry teacher, Ms. Cromack, states, Jack is a high-achieving and conscientious student in the classroom. He shows great leadership skills. We are proud to celebrate his success tonight. Jack, at this time, I'm going to ask you to come over here and speak about 2 highlights of your time here at South Shore Tech.
So, 2 highlights I would say was this year starting in my cross-country season. That was a great year. We were Mayflower League champions. I would say was a big highlight of my year, of my career. And honestly, the experience that I've got from being in the shop and working around the school is another big highlight I've had. I've learned a lot from my electrical, my shop teachers and everything, and just the experience I've gotten from around the school has been a big highlight as well.
Ms. Baldwin, for the staff recognition.
Good evening. I will keep my report brief. I'm grateful to John Scopoletti, our Director of Curriculum Instruction and Assessment, for providing you with a slide deck summarizing our strengths and areas for growth on MCAS. He'll be present at our December meeting to provide you with an update on our new grading system, our progress there, and as well as take any questions about the slide deck that he's presented to you. Tonight, part of my role is to showcase our special ed director and to introduce to our director of guidance and admissions. So let's begin. Later, you'll hear from Katie Berry, South Shore Tech Special Ed Director, who has done an amazing job building a vibrant, dedicated CPAC organization with spectacular parents. She will share some highlights of the program, but I'm most proud to celebrate her leadership in the area as she builds connections with area professionals to provide a just-in-time education for our parents and families. Now, I'm delighted to introduce to you Amy Dow, our South Shore Tech's Director of Guidance. Amy is a well-respected member of our school community who is loved by our students, and her love for them exudes from every fiber of her being and translates into an outstanding recruitment program. She's joined tonight by Joe Madera, who does an excellent job supporting our students. And after training at Paris School University, Joe has taken a leadership role in implementing our school schedule, and we thank him for that. He is also the coach of the Mayflower League champion cross-country team and has just accepted the role of head coach for the girls basketball team. Also joining Amy is adjustment counselor Brianna Colangelo, the newest member of our guidance team. She's only been on our campus since September, and she has seamlessly become a part of our team. The students are appropriately drawn to her, seeking her for counsel when scheduled and when needs arises. She is knowledgeable and flexible, and I'm happy that she's here. And now, here's Amy Dow.
Thank you. Good evening. Thank you so much for recognizing our department this evening, along with my two amazing staff who are at my right. We have Michelle Craig, another adjustment counselor, and Todd Zaharik, another guidance counselor who could not be here tonight. Just a few brief words about our department to define kind of what we do and how many students we see and how much time goes into each student would really be impossible. As a department, our overarching goal is to ensure that all students get what they need, not only from our department, but from South Shore as a whole. Very often we're the bridge between the student and whatever the other thing they need is, whether that's a vocational program or an academic program, a co-op job, college admission. So we take that very seriously. Sometimes it's simple as a class change, other times it's a family issue. The needs of students ebbs and flows daily, and our amazing trained staff assist students with being successful, not only here, but to transition outside of here to be successful adults in the real world. As you may know, the social emotional needs of students has really pivoted over the last 3, 4, 5 years. And I thank Tom, the whole admin team, school committee for the support of allowing us to bring on Brianna for the needs of students as well. As a department, we will continue to do what is best for students. And I thank you for your recognition tonight. Thank you.
Thank you very much. With that, David, move on forward here. I'm gonna ask for the approval of minutes for the October 18th school committee meeting. Oh, sorry, Lily. I skipped right over student categories.
I have a little bit of a long one, so please bear with me.
Okay.
For Skills USA, they have their fall state leadership conference this weekend. 12 students are attending. They also participated in the Marshfield Veterans Parade this past weekend, and they're hosting a Veterans Day luncheon on Tuesday at the Grass Lantern for 35 veterans. The Horticulture and Landscape Construction Program competed at the 96th FFA Fashion National Convention in Indianapolis recently. The nursery and landscape team took home silver at nationals, and each member of the team took home silver individually. This team competed against 41 other teams and ranked 12th in the country. The floriculture team took home silver at nationals, and each member took home gold, silver, another silver, and bronze individually. This team competed against 48 other states and ranked 31st in the country. One student within the group ranked 46th individually out of 192 students. And lastly, the South Shore Tech FFA chapter's annual Christmas tree sale will be held on Saturday, November 24th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. For athletics, with the fall season coming to an end, football finished the regular season 5-3 and made the state tournament. They'll play Holbrook Avon on November 22nd. And boys soccer finished with a 9-7-1 record. They made the state tournament. Their 5th straight winning season. And the all-stars are Jake Lane, Adelson Andrade, and Zach Cuddy. Girls soccer all-star was Eunice Goodell Winter. Volleyball finished their year at 16-4 and played Rockland in the state tournament, but sadly they lost. All-stars were Mia Bradshaw and Anna Graham. Cross country had 5 participants in the state meet for Division II. All-stars being Jack Haywood, Griffin Corrick, and Mark McPherson. And winter sports will begin November 27th. For National Honor Society, we recently started a tutoring group run by 3 of our members, including Grace Munstis, Caitlin Hicks, and myself. Our next meeting will be after school, the 20th, where we'll discuss the induction of new members and projects that will be starting soon. Student council has had quite a bit going on. Recently, we've been working hard in preparation for the upcoming Thanksgiving week. We have a Powder Puff game November 20th and recently held a practice November 13th. Today, our freshmen and juniors have kickstarted our Spirit Week leading up to the pep rally on Wednesday, the 22nd. And we're currently working on a toy drive and have recently started to plan for prom. The seniors specifically had ended their merchandise sale and are currently putting their heads together to get another fundraiser plan. That's all I have for you guys tonight. Thank you.
Now, I will ask for approve the minutes for the October 18th school committee. So motion Situate. Second, Abington. Reports, treasury report. We're gonna take it home. Oh, sorry. All those in favor? Aye. That is unanimous vote. Reports, treasurer Jim.
Thank you. In this month's cover, we have pictures of the Parents Association who generously donated some funds towards some mental health programming here at the school. Great. And a picture from the open house is well attended. Page 1 has a statement of accounts of our cash balances. OPEB is a little over $1 million. Revenue for the month, we finally received our first payment from Woodman, which was related to some communication errors with the emails. Some money's come in, so we received 1 payment from all of our member towns. We just billed them again on November 1st for the 2nd installment of their assessments. And we got our chapter 70 state aid for the state. We actually got 2 payments in the mail. We delayed a little bit on that. There was a glitch in the state payment system, so they're sending us paper checks for the first time in 15 years. I think that's a little problem they had, so we're getting, the mail came in, we had 2 checks for 1 month, so. On the final page is all of our expenses, again, for the month of our budgeted operating fund. A little over $1.1 million, again, payroll being 742, which is the largest number on the page. We also had our annual payment of workers' comp insurance for $65,000 this month. Everything else is pretty standard again as the school year starts. The shop supplies down on line 33 are continuing to grow as the teachers assess their needs for the upcoming months. So everything else is going well. Janine and Pam are doing a fantastic job managing everything as we get ready for the next fiscal 25 budget cycle. Preparing for all the little items. So everything's.
Entertain motion. So motion Hanover, second Whitman. All those in favor? Aye. That is a vote. Stabilization fund transfer, MSBA. Yep.
In the last page, we need a motion to transfer $450,327.50 from our stabilization fund to the operating fund for the purpose of paying feasibility study expenses. As you most are aware, part of the budget and at various meetings during the year, we transfer money into our stabilization fund for future expenses. And for the last 6 years, we've done that for the purposes of design and building of a new building. For the purposes of not, once the MSBA came to our doorstep, we don't have to go back to our towns to ask for more money for the study. We're able to build it up into our stabilization fund. So once we voted into the stabilization fund, we have to vote it out of the stabilization. So this motion pretty much will, and I think we need a 2/3 vote to get the money out of the stabilization fund. It's just bookkeeping to make sure that we're doing it legally to, to take the money out in order to pay the bills for left field and for DRAs. Going through the feasibility process.
Motion Situate for the 327,350, and second by Frank Hanson. All those in favor? Aye. That is a vote.
And again, this is part of the MSBA project, so once we may talk about it later, but 55.34% of this will be reimbursed.
Do you have any budget transfers?
No, nobody 10%.
Okay. Any other updates?
No, I think that's about it.
Okay, that's it. The Treasurer's Superintendent Director.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. A few updates, although we have building committee meeting items later. A couple updates I can give you. We had a public forum in Marshfield last week. I want to thank the town administrator and their select board for hosting us. And we were able to make a presentation on current designs, cost estimates, and begin a conversation with the town that is just starting a relationship with us on a regular operating basis. And now they're also trying to hear from us about a school building project. We will have another public forum. Our next one will be on December 5th at the Senior Center, the Nyman Senior Center in Rockland at 7 p.m. And we will have one on December 14th at 7 p.m. at Whitman Town Hall, possibly in the select board room. So those will be two other opportunities. I've also, my intention would be that we would schedule one in all of our communities. Certainly we can avail ourselves of Zoom if the host site has that capability. But being able to reach out throughout our design process would be helpful. I've reached out to Abington as well, hopefully look to set something up for just after the new year. So in terms of in the weeds meetings, we had a brief meeting today where I know that the project team is working on preparing some presentation materials on mechanical systems, heating and ventilation systems, the pros and cons of various energy efficient systems. That will come later downstream, whatever we're going to build or renovate, but they're working early on that. I think that's very important. Also, we're in the process of scheduling a breakfast meeting with 9 town clerks for Thursday, December 14th here at school. The purpose for that, as you might recall from our last meeting, where the school committee voted to avail themselves of that part of the law that allows us to go to our 9 district towns with a ballot question about this future building. And for a local election to be held correctly, we need our town clerks to use their superpowers to make that happen. So although we are over a year out, and it's, we have to go through several steps, including the MSBA, with a general election and a primary season in calendar year 2024, very, very busy for town clerks. It is good to have an initial conversation. So on the 14th, we'll invite in our town clerks. We'll invite them on Zoom if they can't make it in person. We'll have our bond counsel from Lock Lord, a gentleman named Rick Manley. He will be here. And we've started to do some work on what are the mechanics of running a district-wide election, where on the same day and time in all 9 communities, there's a ballot question about our future building. So that's coming up also in the month of December. And lastly, although I don't have it written for my report, I want to thank our administrators and department heads for working a little ahead of schedule to put some budget numbers together for me. And I'll be in a position to bring you, as usual, a budget presentation in December. The biggest headliner, I think, is going to be that we need to renew our bus lease. And so there'll be capital set aside for a renewed bus lease, and we'll try to move some personnel from grants onto budget. That being said, I'll save the rest of that for our December meeting. And Mr. Chair, without objection, the way the agenda is written, if it's okay with you, I'll go to administrative reports and then have you pick up the donation.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good evening. I'm representing both Sandy and myself with the report tonight. I want to just highlight some of the veteran events that we held throughout the district this month, in addition to the ones that Lily had mentioned earlier. Folks at the school had been busy. We had volunteers who placed flags over at the National Cemetery in Bourne. We had a team of folks come together on a Saturday to help reshingle a shed over at the Phoenix Masonic Lodge. We have a tech support event tomorrow at the Elks in Marshfield. We did a health tips and wellness information session for vets at the local council on aging. Last week, we were at the Abington Council on Aging to help out for their annual Veterans Day lunch. We were able to host an early pie day for veterans only, where we had over 21 pies purchased. Last week, we held the veteran lunch here at the Brass Lantern, where we had the 35 veterans present. We participated in the Marshfield Veterans Parade. We did nail treatments and hair services for veterans and their spouses. Our graphics department made t-shirts for the fire department and various veterans in the town of Marshfield. And we're working currently on creating turkey baskets for 15 veteran families in the towns of Rockland and Marshfield for Thanksgiving, along with 10 baskets for additional families in need. So those are some of the highlighted veteran events that we've done throughout the month here, across all of our vocational departments, which has been pretty amazing. I also just want to let the committee know of some of the sales that are currently going on now and through the end of the month. Horticulture earlier held their Thanksgiving floral sale. I'm happy to report that they have fully sold out of all their flower sales. Earlier this week, we launched our Pie Day. The sale is still currently live. There's only a few items left. So we saw tremendous success again with launching that sale online. I'm happy to report out that our DVC and GC Graphic Communications Department is moving ahead with their holiday print sale, where they're offering custom cards, envelopes, and calendars for folks who are seeking that for holiday gifts. As Lily mentioned earlier, Horticulture is hosting their holiday tree and wreath sale on Saturday, the 25th of November. In addition, on that Saturday, Cosmetology and our Design and Visual Communications Department are also hosting pop-up sales at the school during that same time frame, where they're going to be offering products for sale to the public as well. I'm also happy to announce that on Saturday, the 25th, South Shore Tech will be participating also in the Rockland Stroll, where we will have our Culinary Arts Department and our Cosmetology departments present for the evening of that night. That concludes my report.
A quiet month, Mr. Chair.
Yes, I don't see, I don't know what everybody's been doing around here.
And back to you.
If we bring up donations. Yeah, I'll have to vote the donations from, Hingham Lumber, Cohasset, donating various hand tools and power tools and supplies totaling approximately $2,800 to the carpentry program. The list of materials are attached from the back sheet there. And also, on the same thing with that is also another donation from, to the HVAC program. The Distribution Corporation of New England and Plymouth is donating a new water source heater, pump and gas furnace, totaling approximately $4,784.90 to the HVAC program. I'll entertain a motion. So move. Motion Whitman.
Second.
Second Cohasset. All those in favor? Aye. That is the vote. New business? Dr.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Under new business, I would ask that the committee could go on record to just record a vote that in our school design, this is it's an extension of the educational plan that you've already voted on. But we just need to go on record to say that in the new design, whatever we end up designing, it will include 2 new Chapter 74 programs planned, plumbing and veterinary science.
Motion to hand over, second Whitman. All those in favor? That is your vote.
Thank you.
Okay. Special education parent advisory, presentation to Katie Berry.
Thank you. Good evening. I want to talk a little bit about the Special Ed Parents Advisory Council. This is my 7th year as an administrator, and I feel like over the last 2 years, I've really been able to grow this council. It really only begins and starts with leadership from parents and volunteering their time. And as we all know, we need more of that. So I wanted to introduce 2 special women who have helped me grow that in the last year or 2, and kind of talk about things we've done and where we're headed. So I'd like to introduce Jennifer Winnie. She's a Hanover resident and a mom of a junior in engineering. And Megan Marsney, a Hanover resident, and she is a mom of a sophomore in carpentry. So thank you for being here tonight. Some things that we've done, which I'm really proud of, is in order to get parents to come to meetings, we've been pairing our meetings with seminars based on topics that we feel that parents want to learn more about. So we've done that in a few ways. We've surveyed our staff, we've surveyed our community to kind of find out what the needs and trends are. And we're pairing that with a guest speaker. So we're tending to draw a bigger crowd, which is really nice. In September, we had our first parent group, and we welcomed about 30 parents, which is pretty good. My numbers were about 5 to 10, so I feel like I've tripled my attendance. Thanks to you ladies. And we had a basic rights review that we're required to do by DESE, and we paired that with a licensed mental health counselor who's been working with our school district, with our staff specifically, to talk about how to talk to your team about boundaries while supporting them. So we got a good draw on that. In October, this past more, hopefully that you've been reading them, they've been sent out by our principal, and we're getting some really good feedback from parents. We polled parents asking them what topics are you interested in? And a couple that came up was post-secondary options for after high school. So we're gonna kick that off in January and invite Mass Rehab and some DDS, Department of Developmental Services, and post-secondary services into our school. So that'll be helpful. We're gonna pair up with the district attorney's office to do a training on CyberSense to keep our teens safe online, very important. And in the spring, we'll end with Becky coming back, our counselor, to talk about how to talk to your teens about vaping and substance abuse. So we're pairing that all with the important things of special education, which is nice. In January, we are having our DESE review. So DESE is coming in to look at our policies and our programs and give us some feedback. So hopefully we have an A++ there. But one thing that I've talked to Ms. Megan and Ms. Jennifer about is really having their feedback, comparing how special education at South Shore Tech is similar to our sending districts, what we're doing better, what we can improve on, and we're really taking a look at the parents' perspective. So I can't do that without them. So I just really wanted to invite them and thank them for being part of the group, and thank you for being here. So, and thank you, school committee, for always supporting me and the superintendent in the business office, and happy Thanksgiving to your families. Thank you.
At this time, I'll ask for a request for action. This time I'll ask for adjourning the school committee meeting. Motion, to respect. Motion Whitman, second Cohasset. All those in favor? Aye. That is a vote, and we are adjourned from the school committee meeting, and we're probably gonna take a 5 or 10 minute recess to start the school committee meeting. The school building committee. Okay.